What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Today, I sit down with my good friend Alex for Mindset Monday, episode 7, and we're talking about accountability. We're talking about mindset, of course, and I initiate a challenge for Alex at the end of this episode, so stick around. You'll see the power of what we're talking about in this episode toward the end. It's a short one, but powerful one. As always, thank you for listening to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. You rock. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's going on, everyone? Back with Mindset Monday. Alex, man, happy birthday. Your birthday was over this weekend. And, before we cut off, I wanted to talk to you briefly about, that shift that you made in the last week or so, right? I mean, you've been carrying us on this journey of personal development and all that. And you really stepped up this week, man. We're in a mindset group together. So tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, man, and how you've been, pushing yourself.
So I joined this group with Tanner. I would recommend everyone joining a group of motivated individuals who want to step up in different areas of their life, because it's important to do, have goals for different areas of your life. So when I joined this group, I was working out. I was doing well, like the business. I was growing the business. But then with this group, the guys were trying to wake up early, and it just kind of motivated me. Something struck something in my mind. I used to wake up at 4:30 every day to work out for like 5 years. And I'm like, I even told Tanner and the whole group, I'm like, guys, I'm almost there. I'm definitely going to get to the point where I'm going to wake up and do it. I just want to wait till, I have I kind of know myself very well, and that's why I study myself. So I knew there was going to be a point where it was going to be game time, and I was going to commit and do it. So last week I did that, and I woke up every day around 4:30 to 5 o'clock, did hour of workout in the morning, did the business. I did a great job, came back afternoon, worked out again. So I did that all week, 5 days. And then on the weekends, just one workout each day. I could attribute that to the group because they motivated me, and I wanted to be a leader in the group to, help others get up in the morning when they didn't want to. So I wanted to be that person to inspire, just like they did, to help me raise my level and do something that I was already doing before. So I appreciate that level of camaraderie. And then one thing before I cut out, I was talking about this pendulum. So this whole universe, I guys talk about it. It's HFEV, right? High frequency, energy, vibrancy. So it's all balance also. It's a balance. So when you are complacent, or you're in a good place in your spot in your life, in any area of your life, and you push yourself, that pendulum of positive energy is going to move forward, and you're going to have a lot of momentum, and you're going to want to do it. But it comes back at you to, in the opposite direction, to balance your life out. So you have to know after 2 to 3 weeks, that pendulum is going to come at you hard, and your brain, everything in your body is not going to want to do that task or that elevation or continue that elevation, because your body's so used to one lifestyle. Now you're literally killing your old self. So it's trying to protect itself from death of your new level. So you need to break through this barrier and keep going. And, that's one of the hardest things to do, but it's a blessing when you have people around to help you push through. And I study myself a lot. So, I may not need to do everything so hardcore all week, but once I commit myself and know I'm ready for it, that's it. Like now in my brain, I wake up at 4:30 to 5 o'clock Monday through Friday, regardless. Like today, I didn't work out, but I had to take my son back to his mother at 5. I woke up at still 5 o'clock. I had to drive him at 45 minutes and then go into and start my day. And then I just now did my first workout and cold shower. That's something we do too. Cold shower is phenomenal. If you don't do it, do it. But yeah, man, we on this great momentum with this group, and if one person's down, these other guys pick us up, and it's phenomenal. But you got to get in the right group and the right guys, because sometimes some of the people in the group could feel diminished and not appreciative or inspired. So you definitely want to find the right people to get in that group where there's no jealousy but inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, there can't be any jealousy. I mean, the group's good, and it's good because there's accountability there, but you guys aren't here watching me, right? Like I could get away with it, but there's a part of me that just wants to be honest because I'm helping someone. Like, I mean, it's interesting. There's only 4 of us in there, and I think it's good to keep it small like that. And it's cool because like you'd rather do it just because the impact it'll have on someone else. And isn't that interesting how that helps us make bigger decisions than what we believe we can do when we place the reason or the why of that decision on someone else's benefit? I'll give you an example, Alex. You don't need another shop, dude. You got money, you're good. Like you really don't like, and that it's going to be more stress and it's going to stress you out and stretch you thin, but there's a reward for you financially and internally, you'll get something. But really, dude, when you made this decision, I think you were really thinking about what it would do for your team rather than just yourself.
Well, remember last Mindset Monday, we actually talked about it, or it was 2 ago. I made it a big point in when you're really find your why and why you're doing something. If you're in a mode where you're more selfish than selfless, sometimes you can use that, but you want to be more selfless, like Tanner was talking about. And I said about 2 episodes ago, the only reason I opened the new shop is because of my guys. I want them to grow. I want them to get a chance to do more. So you definitely have to have that.
But that was just the uncomfortability behind that decision. And it's like with this group, it's like, okay, well, I don't want to stick with my routine, that I told myself I was going to do. But if I fall off, doesn't that give someone else permission to fall off?
It depends how their mindset is, but yeah.
If you're in that group,
it would
though,
give them
I'm talking about
more of an option.
Hold on. I'm talking about individuals that are in the group with the mindset of they want to grow. Like this isn't like, the average person. This is somebody that's actually committed to a group, a mastermind, so to speak, where that your discipline could affect someone else. So in other words, like that pushes me, man. I'm 23 days in working out every day, and it's been a long time since I hit that level, and I've taken 21 cold showers in a row. And it's not about the cold showers, or it's not really about the working out. I mean, it's more so about developing a habit of discipline that I told myself I would do it, and I follow through with it. And that really just pours into all areas of my life. Don't you feel that way?
I 100% do. So I now put mindset in a perspective of everything I do because I love mindset and I love growing. So that's how I raise my bar. And I love pushing myself for others, especially this group. I know if I wake up at 4:30, I'm usually the first one up, and I'll send a message like saying, let's go, boom, it's time to wake up, let's work out, get your stuff done, get excited. And if you were to maybe work out or wake up and not see those messages, maybe you might not have the motivation to get going. But it's fun and it's prideful to know that you may be helping others with these messages and waking up.
There's a lot of uncomfortable decisions that need to be made in business, right? Like to grow, to hire, to stretch. And it's like, there's so much, sometimes it's almost like, the motivation internally sometimes fades out, man. And one thing you need to know is if you don't grow your business, it's going to die or it's going to fade away. So you have to do it. But when you place the motivation on people and how it impacts them, it's almost like you get a superpower or something, because, that accountability is important. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to do big things, but they don't really have a reason outside of their own personal gain. And I think that's an important topic, man.
Yeah, it's super important. I have a little analogy for it because I've been stretching for a long time now, and I'm always like, hey, where's the day where it's not going to be difficult? When's the day coming where it's easy? Never. it's never coming. When you're
You don't want
growing,
that day.
no, you're growing and you're going through stuff. You're always a little uncomfortable. So that's what I want to tell everybody who's listening right now. Like once you grow, right, to a certain level where it's your best level ever, it's just like working out when your personal record is like 315 pounds bench. It takes way longer to get to 350 than it took you to get to that 315. You know, because and there's a lot more failure going to that 350, but you just gotta. It's more of a mindset of how great can I be, and don't make it a must for like materialistic purposes. Make it a must for like what are my limitations and what can I break through in my mind? Like that's the main reason I'm growing the business.
Stop there, because that's good, because what you're doing is like the discipline that you're creating in your personal life. It's a muscle that you're building. So when it comes to business, the same question exists. What can I do and what can I achieve and how can I get there? Because you're doing the same thing in your personal life.
Yeah, I would say 100%. The reason I'm growing the business is the people I'm around. The only reason I would say I'm as successful and I even still have the business is the people I'm around, my family, just gritting it out for them. And then in this journey on this way, I've found my passion in doing the business the way I want, with more of a mental evolution academy / cabinet refinishing, so now I'm loving this business, even though it's always like in the construction field, it's always gonna be shit going on. But think about, there's no better way to stretch yourself and get mentally like just like a warrior, man. Like this is the thing. And if maybe you're not at that place, you go behind someone who is that person and you learn and you get the habits with them and you work with them and make sure they treat you the right way. But that, sometimes you need that coach, you need that person there for you. And
accountability is so important. If you don't have someone in your life that just reach out to them. It's like, hey man, there's some areas in my life that I want to get better at. I want to wake up earlier. I want to work out more. I want to get some business things in line, or do you have some things you want to do too? Can we hold each other accountable? Because it's so interesting what happens. Like, it's almost like you don't want to you're doing it not to let the other person down. I mean, really, there was a day, I think like last week, bro, I was like, I'm not working out today. There's no way. I'm so exhausted. And it's like, I send a message to the group every time I work out with the amount of days that I've done it. And it's like, I don't want to not send that message today, like straight up. But listen though. All right. So we're keeping it short. We've had a very interesting week and it's just been kind of crazy. And I want to leave with something here. And I know Alex is going to give us some inspiration, but Alex, man, I want to make sure that people who listen to this think of you as a real person. Sometimes you are outer worldly. You're like on a different planet when it comes to this motivation and mindset stuff. So I want to ask you a question. You ready?
I'm always ready.
You sure?
Mr. Boom Nominal's always ready, bro.
All right. You ready for this? I saved this for this episode. What's an area in your business, being vulnerable, that you're slacking on?
I would say strict systems, strict systems where it's like, a policy where it has to be done a certain way. Like I have so much confidence in my guys that they do work at a such high level, but there's no like paperwork on it. I could definitely get better in, hiring more staff, because
just one thing. One thing. So is it like writing out your process, or is it hiring someone that needs to, to be in the, what's that one, like, just give me one thing that, that like, I keep putting this off. I got to get this done.
Well, hiring the admin right now, I actually went all in and wanted my wife to do it. But I'm waiting on her to decide. And if she doesn't want to do it, I'm going to have to get somebody else, but I'm being patient, if she
when
tells
that
me,
role
hey,
comes up, and we talked about that, and I want to get to my point here. When that role comes up, are you going to get started on what that admin's roles responsibilities are, or could
that's
you prepare,
my weak spot, definitely.
Or could you prepare for when that admin comes in? And I knew this. So that's why I'm putting you on the spot here, because it's really important that, and I have things too. You could grill me too if you want, but why are you waiting on getting that together? What's the thought process? Because when it comes to working out, these are things that you're naturally good at. You're naturally good at waking up. Well, not naturally, but you just have a really good, you're good at that, man. But when it comes to these systems, like really deep, like the processes and the paperwork and all that stuff, this is an area that you're working on that's sometimes a little bit challenging. And I want to know if I set a task for you as your accountability partner to have a standard operating procedure for an office admin together by the next Mindset Monday. Is that a challenge you're willing to accept?
That's an awesome challenge, and I am willing to accept it because, as you know, how we do, we prepare things ahead of time. For if we believe in things that are going to happen,
right.
you do the action to have
That's
it
right.
prepared.
That's right.
So I definitely love that challenge, and
You
I'll
bought
go
a
in
shop to prepare for those jobs ahead of time. You didn't wait,
right.
man.
Right. No, and one main thing is, you know, I'm a person, and Tanner knows this. I'm very free, and I have my own abilities and my own mind. So to write something down on paper and make it so standard is against my grain. So that's why it's a little hesitation point for me, because
Listen,
it's like
here's what I think though. Here's what I think. I think it's going to give both you and your wife clarity when she knows her exact roles and responsibilities. And that's something that's going to give her the confidence, because like, if that isn't clearly outlined, it's kind of difficult to really dive into it. Maybe that's something you guys can work on together. You know, that's how I see it.
yeah,
Personally, you
or
know,
even
even
that
if
if
even if it
whoever,
doesn't work
yeah,
out, even if it's
I'm ready
somebody
for
else,
someone else. Yeah.
she knows, hey, this is what I need to do. And then you're only going to build from there, you know? So
Yeah.
as your accountability partner, I think that would be cool to have that next week. Get that ready.
No, that's good. That's one of those things that I would not put in my focal point. So
Yeah.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
being
that.
honest here, man, because it's about
No, I'm
vulnerability.
so look, I'm a lot of the times I am human. My normal, if I let my normal emotions and everything set in, I would be nervous all the time. I'd be panicky all the time. I wouldn't be this like high mindset person. I would be more of a pessimist, honestly, and in a fear scarcity state. But I notice those feelings, and I live above my own self, the HFEV to the highest power, meaning highest frequency, energy, vibrancy in a God level. Not saying I'm God, but in such a high frequency that I get to think different, act different in this way to raise my reality. And so I live in a feeling of delusion, but not really, because I know I will make it happen, because I've made a lot of things happen. And you gotta kind of live in that situation where you don't let the effects of this time right now, what's going on right now, we already manifested back in the day. So it's just coming into reality right now. So you gotta be in your new attitude.
But look how important the accountability is. I just put you on notice, right? And why I did that was because we were talking about accountability here today. And it's like, I want, and whoever's listening to this just saw, you got put on notice by me. Not only are you accountable to me, but all the people listening to this right now. And it's like, dude, that's so important. I would not have worked out 23 days had I known Alex. Alex, you probably get on my butt.
I was waiting for a day to give you a call.
Waiting for that text not to come through. Where you at? Why aren't you doing it? That's something you promised yourself. And for me, as your accountability partner, I want you to be successful. I want you to hit goals. And my job is to see your blind spots. My job is to see the things that you talk yourself out of because it's not comfortable, and to help you get uncomfortable and enjoy it, and then get good at it and build confidence in that area.
And then I want to have everyone notice this. Look, he called me out, but no ego came up. I was straight up, very authentic.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he didn't prepare. He didn't know I was going to do that.
No, but that's how you have to be. If you want to level up, you got to get the ego out. You got to be prepared for tough critique, which isn't bad. It's just, hey, we've been talking about this for a while. You haven't done it. How about this call out? Hey, that's fantastic. You know, that's going to push me. And I want to do it for everyone listening and for the business, you know? So that was great.
Guarantee you this, listeners of this episode, he will come back with this Monday. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
100%. It's like done. So listen, we're going to cut it short today. We got to get it out there. I got to post this like ASAP. Thank you, brother. We'll talk.
And then one more thing. Remember, guys, boom nominal, highest frequency, energy, vibrancy every second of the day in your own self. Don't compare yourself. Just be the best you can. And every second of the day, your life will change.
Find an accountability partner.
Boom.
Nominal.
Thank you so much for checking out that Mindset Monday. Now, before you leave and go on to another Contractor Secrets podcast episode, I want to share with you a special testimonial. Aaron Muncie of Bounty Painting dropped in to share a little knowledge and also give a great testimonial about how Dripjobs is helping him in his business. So I'd love for you to stick around for another few minutes and just listen to how it's working for him, how he's utilizing it to grow his business, sell more jobs, and just kind of really just take control. So check this out. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
What's up, everyone? I got my good friend Aaron here, Bounty Painting, who just reinvented himself, as he put it in his own words, in terms of growing his business. He was on a business breakthrough. So if you've heard of him before, it's probably because you listened to his breakthrough session. Dripjobs user, and today he's going to share with us some raw, authentic thoughts. We have not rehearsed this, so it could be bad. It could be good. I don't know. If it's bad, I probably won't post this. If it's good, no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Aaron, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
Man, I'm great, man. Tell me, man, tell me your thoughts, man. So you've been using it for now 3 months. You were not a skeptic. You really just went all in because you believed in me, which I appreciate. But again, that doesn't make up for whether the software is good or bad. So tell me your thoughts, man. What has it been doing for you?
Right out of the gate, it follows up. And even if you're good at sales, that is the hardest thing, especially, I mean, if you want to be really successful, you got to get good at cold calling. However, it beats everybody up. And if you've been told no by the same person 2, maybe 3 times, it beats you up. That's just the way humans are. The best salesman I know, it beats you up.
Yep.
Dripjobs does it for you automatically.
Yeah.
One of the first jobs I got, I think I signed up in like October, maybe very early November, and instantly I got a referral off the internet, and I set them up through Dripjobs. It was my very first, and I know it's not this way with everybody, but it was my very first Dripjobs setup. It followed up with them. I got a 5-star review, organic, completely, was not related to him.
Sure.
He loved the communication. I've got several stories like that. You follow up, you give them a proposal, and it's not that I forget about it. I don't have to continue to worry about, all right, did I follow up in a day? Did I follow up? And there's been a couple of times when people are like, hey, leave me alone. I'll let you know when I'm ready. You can disable Dripjobs. It's completely customizable. It pays for itself.
Yeah, I love that, man. And I think, early on, it's like, well, I think that's too much communication. And my argument is, well, here's the deal. It's either you have something doing this or you have to do it. And if you have to do it, then chances are with how busy you are, you don't do it. And then nobody's happy. So, for anyone thinking that this is too much communication, honestly, do you feel like your customers are bombarded with communication, or do you feel as though it's the right amount? Customers are appreciative, and the average customer, not the outliers who just don't like it, but the average customer, do you think appreciate the communication?
Yes.
Good.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted.
Point of view, cold calling is king.
Sure.
You have to do that. It does it for you. Like I said, I'm your customer.
Sure.
It gives me more money. Like, for example, I got an email, and one of my drips is an email saying, hey, we couldn't wait any longer. I got 2 jobs, two $10,000 jobs in the last $10,000 jobs in the last 30 days because of that email.
That's crazy.
Here's the one thing. Anybody looking at Dripjobs, go through and read all the drips, because on the first one of those jobs, I always do an exit interview. Why'd you pick me? How many bids did you get? Yada, yada. And I'm like, well, I got your email. And the customer said, that was your email. I'm like, oh,
wow.
So I looked,
yeah,
but I was glad it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So in other words, go through it first, so when the customer responds to you, like what it is that you're doing. Now, some people think like, all right, well, Dripjobs is like this, communication thing. That's cool. But it's not just that, right? You can create proposals, you can project manage. Like what we're trying to do is create an all-in-one solution for you. In terms of the proposal presentation, we just released an update on the look and feel of it. What do you think of that, man? Is it helping you in terms of showcasing how professional you are based off of how it looks?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the things I always get in an exit interview. If they've had 3 bids or 2 bids or whatever, my price is usually right in there, closer to the
Sure.
top. What I get my proposals on is professionalism,
Mhm.
the way I communicate, which is all Dripjobs.
Yeah,
It takes all of that off my plate.
sure.
In my business breakthrough in October, November, or whatever it was, I didn't have any employees. I got 4 employees. I'm
Huge.
just now starting to be able to not have to be at the job. I still have to set them up. I don't have a lead
Yeah.
painter,
Oh, you're killing it, man.
but I don't have to be on the job. A huge part of that is Dripjobs.
Wow. Yeah.
Just able to schedule, communicate with my customers, current customers, potential customers. It's for the price point, and I hate to say this to you because I like the price point I'm at. For the price point, and there's no contract. You don't have to sign up for a year. You don't have to sign.
No.
And if you
I
sign
don't
up for
even let anyone do that.
right, it's a no-brainer.
Wow.
In my
You can't say it any better. Someone told me yesterday they would pay $1,000 per month for it. And I said, easy, buddy.
yeah, slow down.
Slow down, pal. No, I'm kidding. I love it, and it's awesome. Like in any situation, Aaron, like even me as a painting contractor and the way that I sell, realistically, I want to create more value than you feel like you're going to get. Like, in other words, I want to exceed your expectation. That's how you run your business, right? Like your customer pays you X amount of money. And then even though like you could do the bare minimum, it's natural for business owners that care to go a little above and beyond. And it's like, I love that, man, because that's one of my goals is to like wow you. And I think that the barrier is that in the same way, you ready for this? In the same way that when customers interview us as their painters, Aaron, they see the price and they instantly compare it to the people that came before them. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, this company came in at, half your price. And it's like, okay, well, Dripjobs is on the higher end, which isn't really that much. I tell people it's 3 gallons of paint a month, right? So you waste your 3 gallons of paint, you could have bought Dripjobs at 147. But listen, the other estimating and invoicing softwares are $30, $40. And that's one of the barriers of entry. People say, well, Joist is $30 or QuickBooks is $25. And it's like, so let me ask you, if you had someone tell you that, what would you say to them to justify the 147 if they went for the advanced plan, which our lowest plan is 97? What would you say to them?
I don't have any short answers. I had a car dealer tell me one time they put new brakes and new rotors on when they did an oil change on a vehicle that I had just purchased. And I went in to pick it up from the oil change. And I said, hey, did you get a chance to look at the brakes? And he says, yeah, we put new pads and new rotors on. And I said, not only are you not charging me for it, you weren't going to mention it. And he said, Aaron, here's the deal. He says, if you don't like me, you're going to tell everybody you ever met.
Mm-hmm.
If you love me, the flip side of that, you're going to tell a few people when you remember to. Sure. You and I and every painter, every contractor out there is in the same boat. The price, like you said, 3 gallons of paint, it's not like it's 10 times the price of your competition. It's a little more than your competition. It is also tailored to you.
Right.
It, to be honest, I couldn't accept credit cards before. It happens seamlessly. To be my reviews, I get more organic leads now because it asks for a review. And at the end of every job in my exit interview, I'm like, all right, you're going to get a link to leave me a review. Please leave me a 5-star review. If not, let me know why.
Wow. I guarantee you're getting 90% reviews every single time.
So it is worth that.
Wow.
And it is dedicated to, not dedicated, it's primarily scaled to the painting industry.
It is.
So for 3 gallons of paint a month, as an owner or a decision maker in your company, what's your time worth?
Sure. What's your time worth? That's the good question right there.
What's your time worth? I know
Right.
what I mean. I booked 2 $10,000 jobs because I didn't have to follow up. Let's cut that in half. 2 $5,000 jobs.
Sure.
What's your time worth to follow up on those?
Yep.
To send pictures,
Yep.
to find the pictures, to do all of that monkey business. What's
Yeah.
your time?
Wow.
Easily worth that. Joy.
Last question. All right. So somebody justifies the expense, right? But here's
Yep.
the other side of this. Man, I got to learn a whole new software, right? I got to figure out how to do it. How easy is the software?
Every single software takes, I hate it because it's a buzzword, a minute. This literally took about a minute. And one of the things that I really appreciate, while I've got you on a live call, I'll say it to your face. Thank you. When you message and have a question, you get a reply. Hey, I screwed up this part of the invoice. All right, I'll fix it. And he sends me a video telling me, all right, here's how you do it. Hey, maybe we should schedule a refresher course.
Let's jump on again. Go over this one again here.
The tech support's there. It's really pretty easy. In fact, I was surprised. We went through my onboarding call and we went through it, and I was really surprised as to how easy I was doing it. It's a little more, it's not more complicated. I'm not as familiar with it when you do an invoice only. If you're a contractor, or if you have to split a job into multiple, you're doing some this week, some 3
those
weeks.
features are coming soon. So I know what you mean. So no, it's important that you know that, because even me, and the thing is, some people don't, like, people just come in the Dripjobs, they're like, oh, I'm like some tech guy. No, I own a painting business and I use this every day. And I run into these things like, okay, well, it rained on Monday, and well, we're not going to go Tuesday and Wednesday, but we got to go back Thursday and Friday. We need a way to schedule those on separate days. So it's on the radar, man. And I love that, man, because the feedback is good. I don't take it personal. I'm like, okay, well, we got to knock that out too.
I didn't mean it. It's an opportunity, I guess.
It is.
It's easy to implement it. If you are not tech savvy and you're using Joyce or QuickBooks now, I got to tell you, I've used QuickBooks. It's way easier than QuickBooks. You will be booking jobs and entering people in 5 minutes.
And it integrates with QuickBooks if you use it for like your accounting and stuff.
Your accounting.
I hate QuickBooks. I am like anti-QuickBooks. Even at this stage, with my level of technical acumen, I still can't navigate QuickBooks effectively.
No, it's tough.
It's tough.
One thing that's really nice that Dripjobs gives you as a selling point is you've got your own link, and I put it on my Instagram, my Facebook.
Everyone loves the link, dude.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
One job pays for it for the year. Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's huge. Aaron, thank you, my friend. As always, you always bring the energy and boost me up, man. Thank you again for your time. Obviously, this, everything was raw. So again, my goal is to get this software in as many people's hands as possible, for the mission and what it's doing. It's freeing your time, it's helping you grow. I mean, what greater purpose is that, man? So thanks again, bro. I appreciate you.
No problem. I appreciate you. Have a great day.
All right, man.